Graham Gooch is the new batsman. Well, that was poor fielding.
No one at third man. And Graham Gooch just getting enough room outside the off stump to get that ball away for 4. That's a better shot this time from Graham Gooch. More off the middle of the bat, just in front of square. And Gavin Larson really cannot afford to give Gooch room outside the off stump like that. The 50 comes up for England, 53 now for 1. A typical Graham Gooch shot. Graham Gooch with those 2 boundaries has taken himself ahead of Tom Graveney in terms of individual runs scored at Trent Bridge.
The placement that's so good. A lot of players would just give themselves a little bit of room there and crash it away. There are 2 men not far away from one another at square point. How long it takes for Smith to get out there. It's in the air. Not quite. You would normally reckon Dion Nash is quick enough to bowl a bouncer at Graham Gooch, but it nearly came off.
Well, it was very thoughtful bowling, because it's only a few minutes ago Richie Bennett was saying he's only a sort of brisk medium pace, and that was very clever bowling because it caught Graham Gooch by surprise.
So in 2 overs now we've had a square cut that went to the boundary, another one from Gooch that was fielded, then 2 pulls and a beautiful straight drive. He's given that a bit. He's just asking to be thrashed away either forward a point or backward. Gooch chose to do it behind the line of square on the offside. Great timing from Gooch. 3 runs and 100 up.
That's taking control of the situation.
And that's Graham Gooch's half century, 50 for Graham Gooch. And the 100 partnership between Atherton and Gooch. It was in the air, the diving effort at the wicket, but it went like a rocket.
Graham Gooch's 87 deliveries with 7 balls.
Larson still has a couple of gullies out there in the slip, and I think the time has come now, mid-afternoon, when Ken Rutherford will have to depend entirely on containing.
That's going to run away for 4. And as if to further emphasise the point that Geoffrey Boycott was making.
The breeze we're talking about is a southwesterly. That's the end of Shane Thompson's
beautifully played. It really is a question of trying to find the gaps. There are 4 men on the offside trying to cut off both the singles and the fours. But Graham Gooch given a lot of time to pick his spot.
Yes, anything short. I mentioned before that the pitch has no great pace in it, so there's not much margin for error in length for any of the bowlers.
One doesn't want to be too optimistic with the breeze still blowing very quickly across the ground, bringing more cloud into play. Ah, well bowled. A rare delivery to test Graham Gooch.
Yes, I get the impression he bowled this just a little bit quicker. It nipped back, hit the top of the thigh, and went through to the keeper.
As we speak, the 150 partnership comes up between them. Ah, fine shot. That's all timing for Graham Gooch.
But it's that loose delivery that will undo all the good. Just can't afford that one. John Nash, the fielder. It was a heart-stopping moment for Matthew Hart. He reckoned he was through with that slightly quicker ball. It's halfway up for OBW against Gooch. Kicked that out beautifully. A delightful way to go to your 100. Test match hundreds for Graham Gooch. Atherton is 79. That's a good knock. He's in form. It's been brought back by the chairman of the selection committee, Raymond Illingworth, and the other 2 selectors, Brian Bolus and Fred Titmus. Been asked if he'll tour Australia. The answer is yes, and here's a little lead up to it. Beautiful stroke. No point in saying that Gooch might give it a bit of a dash now. He's reached the 100 mark. He's been giving it a dash ever since he came in. Played very well.
Lucky. Very lucky. Lofted shot over cover. And that may sound extravagant, but it was a perfectly controlled stroke. It went exactly where Graham Gooch wanted it to go. 4 more runs.
Well, it's a good example for youngsters watching. He doesn't try to hit it too hard. He knows what he's doing. His lovely footwork. He stays on the leg side of the ball, you see, and just helps it over extra cover. Same again.
And this is tough on this young left-arm spinner. I mean, that's where you bowl. That's where you're supposed to bowl. But to an outstanding player in this sort of form, where do you bowl?
Well, the only thing I could say to Matthew Hart is this is his 4th test match, and Graham Gooch in his career has hit better bowlers than him and more experienced bowlers. So it's a learning process, and it's a hard lesson to learn when you're bowling on flat good pitches against a top-class player who's just made 100.
He's had to put a man back on the deep extra cover boundary. And then he bowls short on the leg stump, so it's really got to him. And I think if I were the captain, I'd actually take him out of the attack, not to destroy his confidence, and bring him back a bit later.
Well, this is just inexperience. He's got hit twice over extra cover, the lofted drives, so he's trying to overcompensate and bowl straighter.
Terrific shot.
Well, he was just waiting for this short ball. He just walloped it backward of point. And the seamers have had a difficult time in tying him down before he got 100. And they're going to find it even more difficult unless they can produce a ball to get him out.
And applause for the England lead. One ahead now they are. He's lofted over the mid-wicket infield. 4 bounces and a roll.
Good shot. Nice way to finish up the day. To reach your 150. Good innings. He sensed this was a splendid batting pitch. He's made the most of it and has provided terrific entertainment.
The out LBW.
That's a bit of improvisation. He missed out twice. I suppose you could say that ball was similar to the 2 he missed, but he's got it away through cover this time.
Better shot. Absolutely raced away through the covers. Just a little bit more pitched up, you see. Very full. Gave him the chance to drive it.
That wasn't the ball that Dion Nash was looking for. Having bowled an absolute beauty of the ball before, and played right into Graham Gooch's hands. Short, not very quick, and Gooch plenty of time to swap this away behind square.
It looks as though the bowlers are just trying to do too much. We did see Heath Davis in the last over bowl a beauty to Graham Hick. Then he bowled a short wide one that got cut for 4. We've seen Nash bowl a beauty to Gooch and then drop another one short. And again, the 4 ball. Absolute waste, no consistency.
And an absolute beauty to follow. Well, I think out of the 3 deliveries, we've seen the 2 good ones. And Dion Nash just needs to put that into the computer, so that's the length. That's what I've got to try and do again, and a little bit of life there for Nash.
And Jeff Boycott might have nicked that one.
Fine shot. Just pushed through mid-off by Graham Gooch. He'll get 3 for it.
Both seam bowlers, you've a better chance of getting the batsman out.
And then the next ball is over-pitched, and exactly as Jeffrey says, the test-class player doesn't miss the opportunity, and Gooch picks up another 3 runs. Oh, that's a good ball. But runs coming. That outside edge brings Graham Gooch 3 runs more. I was really unlucky for Gavin Larson. Has bowled a very tidy over there, in fact. 357 for 3.
The shot and a nice statistic for Graham Gooch. 200 for him. His second double century in Test match cricket, and a very, very good innings indeed.
Certainly a nice way to come back into the England side after being unavailable for some months, missing the tour of the West Indies, of course. Some suspicion that
two more runs added to take the lunchtime score along to 374 for 3.